Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, live on the show. He's crazy, man. I love that man. And he's very old school as well. And so I'm going to take a note from him and say, if your camera's not on, I'm chucking you off this call. I got some amazing alpha to share that could make you a boatload of money in crypto. But I want to make sure you're real and not one of these bots that's like stalking me out there somewhere. So last chance to turn the cameras on, or Martini's actually going to be throwing people out. And thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. We are at a real inflection point right now with crypto. As you all know, Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 112,000 about 10 days ago. And Ethereum and all the other coins are rallying like mad. Meanwhile, the American Congress and Senate are about to pass the Stablecoin Act, which means Bank of America is going to allow you to own stablecoins in your same account that you have your dollars. It's incredible. So many bullish factors. The entire Trump family is involved in crypto. Donald's got a meme coin. Eric's got a Bitcoin mining system, and Don Jr. is big into decentralized finance. And so everything has the blessing. Pro SEC chairman. And behind the scenes, we've made about $20–30 million of investments. And the members that have invested alongside of me are making millions, tens of millions, and soon to be hundreds of millions of dollars. This is our year, but only if you take action. And so I'm going to jump in right now and walk you through how we're making money. I'm going to show you 2 live deals we're actually funding right now behind the scenes. And I'm going to show you how we are doing it and why we're the only ones that are doing it. How does that sound to everybody here? Christopher, you like that? Daniel? Oh, Daniel just turned his camera off. Martini, you got to throw him out then. Who else is good with that? Herman, you happy with that? Connie, make sure you have your real name in there as well, just so we know who you are. And let's jump in, folks. We're going to move super fast here. I got a lot to share with you. I got videos, I got graphs, you name it. Just put your hands up if you can see these 2 good-looking guys, good-looking and controversial gentlemen here. Okay, good. Well, folks, here's the news. Bitcoin is braced for this $7 trillion tipping point, and both Trump and BlackRock are saying that this is the final warning. And I'm going to get into the details as far as what's happening and how this is happening, but you need to know it's happening. And if you're not involved in crypto in a big way, now is, I believe, your last chance to do that. How many people here own crypto? Just hands up if you do. Herman, you know it. Cloris owns some. Good. Christopher does. Carla does. Bjorn does. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to show you how we're crushing it behind the scenes, and I'll literally show you the exact strategy. Before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Is that cool with everybody here? Good. I also want to give you a free gift, and that's module 1 of my super premium program called the Investment Club. It's going to teach you how startups raise money on the blockchain. It's actually a 19-page PDF document, and thanks to the power of Zoom, I'm going to send it to you right now, Herman. What do you think of that? Pretty cool, huh? Guess what? On your chats right now on Zoom, if you go take a look, I'm going to try to send this to you. This should be interesting, Martini, if I can pull this off. Oh, I think I can. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, folks, I'm sending you module 1. Can everybody check your chats in Zoom right now as we speak and let me know if you can see this? I'm going to send you this file. What I want to make sure you don't do is read it right now, because I want you to save it for later. So let me see if I can find this thing. Man, it's always tricky what they do with the Zoom. It's always changing things up a little bit here, Martini. So let me see if I can find this thing and get you this module. And what I want you to do is, it's quite a big file. So it's like a half a meg, and I'm bringing it to you right now. Okay, it's being sent through as we speak. Boom. Can anybody just reply yes in the chat if you got that module? Did anybody get that? Just take a look. Just hit me back with a yes. Anybody here? Bjorn, did you get it? Nice to see you, Bjorn. Thanks for turning the camera on. Lars, Martini, did you get it? Yeah, you got it. Anybody else get it? Christopher got it? Type me back and just give me a reply and just say yes if you did in the chat. Okay, great. Fantastic, everybody. Please read that on your spare time. Please give me your attention now, because I'm going to go a little bit bigger, but I just want to make sure you have something you can read later and just get a little more detail on what we do. Also, if you're watching this later, you can go to londonreal.tv/download and get the same PDF document. I also want to give you a free video, which is how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens. And at the end of this presentation, I'll give you a link to that free video. And it's really good. It's actually going to show you how we're using these things called SAFT agreements. And like I said, making a boatload of money behind the scenes. So stay tuned to the end for that. Folks, we're doing it with this practice called pre-sale tokens. What we do is we secretly buy tokens from the CEO before they get listed on an exchange. And then a week later, a month later, 3 months later, when they go on an exchange, literally hundreds of millions of people can buy those tokens. And oftentimes the price goes up and goes up a lot. This is how we're doing it, folks. We're not day trading. We're not doing any other nonsense. I'm not buying meme coins. Well, sometimes we invest in them, but we're not punting these things. We have found we can consistently make money with this strategy, and I'll show you exactly how. Folks, how many people have heard of this coin called Solana? Raise your hand. Herman, you look like you know what you're doing. Carla, anybody here? Jack has heard of it. Bjorn. This token you could have bought as a pre-sale token. Did you know that? You could have bought this thing for 4 pennies each if you had got in on the pre-sale. And if you had done that, Herman, $1,000 invested will be worth $5 million. Now, who could use $5 million right about now? Raise your hand. Anybody here? Yeah, Cloris is like, no, Brian, no, I'm good. More money, more problem. Herman's like, no, Brian, I'm filthy rich as it is. Jack wants to. Lynn Hoffman, do you want that? Look, $5 million is enough to give you the freedom to do what the hell you want to do for a little while. Okay? Maybe not retire forever, but it's real money that can make real change in your life. I want to give you that opportunity. Folks, this is an agreement we signed about 6 months ago called the SAFT agreement. Can everyone see the blue circle here? Raise your hand if you can see it. Herman, can you see it? Carla, you got it. That's the amount we invested, $200,000. Can everyone see the green circle? That's how many tokens we bought. Do you see that? 16 million tokens. And can everybody see the red circle here? Lisa, can you see that? Herman, Cloris? That's what we paid. That's actually not $1.25. That's 1.25 pennies. We bought these cheaper than Solana. Okay. What happens? Well, in about 6 hours, we did a 20x return on this company. It's called Skillful AI. We made a $4 million profit. Okay. That happened like that. All right. It's something that's really important. And of course, after the launch and after the interview I had with this guy here named Zoltan, who's the CEO of this company called Skillful, he came up to me later and said, Brian, this thing's going up to 100x. Hold on to these tokens. And so if what he says is true, we're going to make 20 million off one deal. I've done over 100 of these deals, folks. Do the math. Okay. Right? If we do this on every deal, that's a $2 billion profit from my group. Right? Now, not every deal is going to win like this, but many, many will, especially when you have a system. Now, after the interview, by the way, when we invest in a company, we actually invite the CEO on London Real. Does that make sense to everybody here? Yeah, that's what we do. And so they love it, right? Because we really give them a boost. And after this interview, Zoltan pulled me aside and said, Brian, I want to join your club. I was like, why? You're like the CEO of a big, big blockchain company. Surely you see these opportunities all the time to invest in deals. He said, no, you see better deals than me. You get them at cheaper prices than me, and you get your tokens faster than I get them. I got to wait 3 years for my tokens. You sometimes get all your tokens in 3 months because you're a big influencer. You're the former mayor of London candidate. He's like, you got billion views on your platform. He said, if I join your club, I'm going to make more money. And I thought, wow, I never expected this guy to want to join. And so I said, look, you can join, but there's 2 conditions. 1, you got to ask Martini because she makes the call. And 2, you're going to pay full price, right? Martini doesn't do discounts, no matter, even if you're my brother, she's not going to do a discount. And so he talked to Martini, and 2 weeks later, he joined the club. And so Zoltan's now done about 13 deals with us. He's also the CEO of one of our companies. But for me, I think that's the ultimate testimonial that what we're doing here is amazing if someone from the industry wants to join. Does everyone kind of feel me on that? Right? And if you come to one of our calls, you'll see Zoltan there. And he's an amazing guy also to have in the club, just for perspective. This is a deal called Shrapnel. It's actually a video game on the blockchain, a lot like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty if you play games like that. But this one's on the blockchain. We did a 20x in 20 days and made my group a $5 million profit. This is the CEO, Mark, who came to our studio for the interview. Then we did this one called Mochaverse. This one did a 20x. And this is Yatsu, the chairman of that company. It's actually the digital ID system of a big company called Animoca Brands that's worth about $7 billion. And Yat is a genius. I believe he's kind of the next Elon Musk. And I just hung out with him in Toronto a few weeks ago, and he'll be in London, Martini, I think in a few weeks to be on the show. We've done about 7 or 8 deals, and Mochaverse is screaming, and I believe it's going to continue to go higher. This is a deal called Story Protocol. You can look them up on CoinMarketCap. They're one of the biggest cryptos out there. And this one did a 22x for us. It was incredible. And also, this is a deal that was backed by one of the biggest VCs on the planet called Andreessen Horowitz, or A16Z. And folks, when you invest with the big money, a lot of times it's just a higher probability of success. And everybody in my group is making big money off that. This is one of the 2 meme coins that we did. And this one was up 14x on launch. And one of our members named Christina had put 30,000 in this coin, her and her mom. And she woke up the next morning. She was on some camping trip, Martini, and she had a $420,000 profit in her wallet. She thought something was broken, but it wasn't broken. It was real money. And look, folks, I'm not saying $420,000 means you can quit your job, but it's a nice start on your way to financial freedom and doing what you want. This is another fund that we invested in. It's a $1 billion fund, and this guy is named Dan Tapiero. I just actually watched him, Martini. He was on the main stage at the Bitcoin conference in Vegas, talking to 35,000 people. He's one of the best investors on the planet. We invested in his $1 billion fund, and it's already up 4x. Now, this was a conservative fund that was only supposed to be up maybe 20%, and it was up 400%. I'm in this deal. Martini's in on this deal. About 50 of us are in this deal. And he's just making crazy money because he's just a genius. Folks, now I want to show you 2 of our latest deals. And Martini, I'm actually going to show a trailer here that I haven't even shown our investment club. That's how hot this is, folks. All right. Now, this is a deal that we're looking at right now that's actually going to address the concept of quantum computing. Raise your hand if you've heard of quantum computing. Anybody heard of that? Herman knows what's up. Cloris knows what's up. Jack knows what's up. Look, it's this concept that these computers in the future will be quantum computers, and they're going to run so much faster that they potentially can break all of your passwords and crack all the cryptography on the blockchain, which means they could go steal everybody's Bitcoin and they could break into all of our accounts because the computer can run so fast. And it's something that everyone's worried about in the future. Well, guess what? We've actually got an investment in a company that's bulletproofing all of the blockchain for future quantum. They're calling it quantum proof. They've actually got NATO generals on their advisory board, and they've been working on this for 7 years, okay? It's called Narrows Protocol. I'm actually setting this deal live, I think today or tomorrow in my investment club. And so you're seeing this before anybody. I'm going to show you a video. You're going to see the CEO presenting to our investment club. We do a Zoom call just like this on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. If you're nice to Martini and you send her a message right now, she'll allow you to come on our next one tomorrow. And the CEOs come in and pitch. Has anybody seen that show called Shark Tank from America? Anybody seen that show? Right? Carla knows. Right? People come on, they pitch, and if they do a really good job, they get funded, and if they don't, they get thrown off the show. Ours is like Shark Tank, except it's better. I dress better than those bozos, right? And it's more fun. Plus, we invest our money as a community. It's not like we watch them invest. So if you want to come. It's a lot of fun, and it's where we source a lot of our deals. So I'm going to show you this one right now. Again, this is the first time I've really played this, and I'm kind of excited to do it. This is called Narrows Protocol.
I'm blown away, honestly.
The founder is pretty impressive.
This guy knows what he's doing.
This is the kind of protocol that it's worth 100 billion.
We're going to be the top blockchain protocol. We're using post-quantum cryptography for everything. Generation of keys, for wallets, for data movements. We eliminate single points of failure, prepare for quantum threats. We can apply quantum protection on all data. We enhance trust and compliance and can work at nation state level. We have been in research for about 7 years and created a number of peer-reviewed papers. This is more than proven. And we can do post-quantum RWA assets, post-quantum validations on current chains, and we can apply to any critical environments in the real world.
What do you say to clients who say quantum is never going to happen? It's 20 years out. I got bigger problems now. I don't need you.
Quantum chips are here. They're going to become more and more available. Nation states are spending ridiculous amounts of money on it. This is extremely strategic globally. We are not changing our perspective. We have been advised to do this even 4 or 5 years ago by our NATO advisor generals. So We know we're on the right track. We're just going to carry on.
2 thumbs up if you are a fan of No-Risk Protocol and everything they're doing. So 2 up from Richard, 2 up from Saskia, 2 up from Arno, Daniel, Patrick, Alessandro. That's 100% up, boys.
It seems like something we should be in. I'm glad we have this opportunity. It's amazing.
I think everything is going to be going quantum, and they got high-level partnerships.
It seems very, very high potential for what's coming in the future in this ecosystem.
This is probably one of the best mature projects we've ever seen. The opportunity seems pretty much infinite. They are the perfect people in the right sector doing the right project. These guys are thinking about the future and beyond.
Booyah. What do you think about that? Pretty exciting, right? And what you're going to see in the people that are talking are members of my investment club because everyone's opinion counts. So the CEO pitches, I ask the hard questions, and everybody chimes in. I think, Martini, we had 100% thumbs up right on that, which means everybody in the group wanted to invest. So we move forward. If it's 50-50, we pass. It's either hot or we pass. It's either a hell yeah or we say no. And that's the way we invest. And you can see the format there. It's live, it's interactive, and it's didactic. Everyone learns every single call in my group. Now, look, if you think you're not never invested before, or even if you're new to crypto, you're like, Brian, I'm not ready. No. No, you are ready. You just haven't found the right teacher. They say when the teacher appears, so does the student, right? Or something like that, right? And so we're here to educate you. I've had people join our course with 0 crypto experience, 0 investing experience. 3 weeks later, they've done their first deal because we kind of show them how it works over these calls. We also really encourage people to trust their intuition because I think that's really important. I want to show you one other deal. This one is really hot because it's a hardware manufacturer. These guys are one of the biggest laptop makers in Europe, and they're going on the blockchain with the very first Web3 laptop. This laptop's going to be preloaded with all sorts of crypto tools, and they're launching a token, and we're getting in on this deal. It's actually kind of hard to believe because they have access to all of these customers through the Walmarts and the Argoses of the world, and it's going to become preloaded with crypto. We're seeing Solana do this with their phones, but this is the very first Web3 laptop, and it's called Metavisio. Here it is.
This guy is very well versed in this space.
He's a smart guy.
I doubt any hardware manufacturer is thinking this far ahead.
We created the world's first ever Web3 laptop. The reason why we can pull it off is because we've got a very big brand that's been around for over 100 years. We've got some of the biggest, brightest minds in the computing world on our side. This is what makes us different. We can integrate any dApps, gaming, DeFi, AI, finance, blockchain, entertainment, and any single person who's got one of these laptops or this software, they would be completely immersed straight away in Web3. This is the new big thing.
What will the token be for?
The utility itself is you can actually rent out your CPU, GPU power and be rewarded with this token and get discounts on real hardware. It's real utility that we're bringing to the table here.
I want to grow. I want to invest in product, you are right. And I want to introduce a technology before my competitors. My vision is to be to the NASDAQ.
It's going to be more than enough to make this the main laptop in everything to do with development, Web3. We're really going to go big.
What does everybody here think?
This is a Web2 company that's trying to merge into Web3 the right way. So I'm pretty excited about these guys.
People invest in people, and when I see the way he's known how to surround himself by people that complete his own experience, I want to invest in it. This market is hard, and the fact that they managed to be so successful in their market is a testament to their ability to do it.
It has the ideas. It's already a company which is selling a lot of computers. It has a big market share. It's a good play.
They can sell an unbelievable amount of volume. So these guys have been doing it for a long time. Boy, if we can get something going here, it looks good. Let's do it.
All right, that last guy there with the beard, did you see that guy? Did anybody see him? Okay, that's John Boyle, right? He's one of our whales. So he just threw 25 grand at that deal. The previous deal, he threw 50 grand at that deal. And so he just likes to come in and just goes big on these projects. Everybody else is putting in 5K. Some people pass and put in 0. Our job is to show you the hottest deals on the planet, and then you get the choice, right? You get the choice to invest. So that's what the format's like. If you want to come to one of those calls, no problem. DM Martini right now. We do them every Thursday, every Monday at 7 p.m. UK time. And they're a lot of fun as well. Plus, you can see the community, you can see everybody in there, and it's a great way to kind of get the vibe. So those are our latest deals. That's what we do. And look, a lot of people have been asking me lately, Brian, how does London Real pick so many winners? And, you know, after 5 or 6, I said we were lucky. After 12 or 15, they were like, you're super lucky, but after like 25, something's going on here. And we thought about it and we realized that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You know, this ain't our first rodeo. We've been doing this for over 4 years. We were here in the good times of 21 and in the very, very bad times of 22. We kept investing, we kept learning, we kept networking. And now we really have a system. We've got a reputation. We've got 150 members of my investment club that have paid to be there. And we've invested over $20 million in these companies. We're very good at what we do. And we can show you a way that we've systemized to make money. Folks, a lot of you have probably felt like Drake on the top. You've invested in crypto on your own and you lost money. Raise your hand if you lost money in crypto before. Come on, be honest. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Carla. Put your hand down if you're lying to me. Cloris is a liar. That's a shame. All right, who else? Oh, okay. All right, look, we've all lost money in crypto, right? We've gone on to Twitter or X and you listen to some silly influencer with a fake name and a fake picture, and you bought some coin that he or she was probably paid to tell you about. And we get jaded and we want to quit. And it's a shame because I believe crypto are instruments of freedom. I think this is the future, quite frankly. And it just, I hate the fact that people quit on what I believe is the greatest chance they have to create generational wealth and our greatest chance for humanity. And so there's another way, folks. You can come alongside of us. You can invest with me and the investment club and London Real Ventures. And we have a group of people that are going to be together for the next 10, 20 years doing this. And we can literally show you how it's done. And when you invest in a deal, you're alongside 20, 30, 40, 50 people with due diligence and vetting done by our organization with a track record that's second to none. And it's called the Investment Club. It's probably the greatest product we've created in our 14-year history. And if you're one of those people that struggled with money in the past, raise your hand if you've ever struggled with money. Raise your hand if you've ever lived paycheck to paycheck. God, that was all my 20s and some of my 30s. Are you kidding me? American Express had a hitman looking for me. I was so much in debt. If you've ever struggled with that and you think in life must be more about just trying to pay my goddamn bills, well, we've got that solution. Because with the investment club, we can create generational wealth in one crypto cycle if you do things right. Or you can let this pass you by. This is the year. I believe we have a few weeks or a few months before this is over. But we have a solution. And I believe that once you have enough money, you can relax and finally do what you want to with your life and maybe create something beautiful and give it back to the world. Does that sound like something everybody here wants to do? Right? For me, it's London Real. Thank God I got this opportunity, but I want you to do your London Real. And for me to do that, I think I need to get you a few $1,000,000 first so you can check out of the matrix, clear your head, and really do what you were put on this planet to do, you know? Not work a job you hate to buy stuff you don't need to impress people you don't like, right? We've all done that and it doesn't work out very well. And so just we have a plan for you is what I'm saying. If this sounds interesting, please book a call with Martini. She's put her details in the chat. She is our gatekeeper. She can tell you if this is right for you. Maybe it's not right for you. She can talk to you about what's going on in your life. What are your goals? What have your past experiences? But if you are serious, then book a call with her and she can bring you up to speed more on what's going on there. Also, if you know nothing about crypto and you just want to learn some of the basics, I've got a 4-week course that'll take you from zero to hero in all things crypto and DeFi. We've got a course going on right now. We're in module 3 and we start the next one in about 10 days that you can join. It's called the Crypto and DeFi Academy. Graduated thousands of students. I've been teaching this since 21 and it's amazing. And it just does so many different things. I teach it live. It's 8 hours of calls personally with me where I'm telling you what I'm seeing, what's going on, what I'm hearing from the CEOs and the inside track. You've got a triple tiered accountability system, so you have to do the work. Trust me, you do. We've got coaches, team leaders, community managers. We got private groups to post assignments. I've got pre-recorded videos and we do live Zoom calls as well on Mondays and Thursdays. It's really an amazing thing. If that's interested to you, we've got a discounted price right now for everybody on this call at londonreal.tv/buy. Martini will put this link in the platform as well. But this is just giving you the basics. We don't invest in this class. This is just 4 weeks to get you up to speed with this upcoming financial revolution. You know, you should get on this because the people early will make money. The people that are late to this will not. And I think that's really, really important. Also, just wanted to give you something for free. This is my checklist for doing any kind of a trade in crypto. And you can take a screenshot of this right now. And this is just my gift for you. But this is just some of the basics that we teach you in the course. And it just might give you an idea that we know what we're doing. A lot of you know I spent 15 years on Wall Street, in Chicago, in London, and Tokyo, trading in some of the biggest banks and financial institutions in the world. I learned a lot about money, how to make it. I learned a lot about trading, and I can really teach you a lot about that. I really believe crypto is the future. Folks, this is the big news that I wanted to get you on the phone and talk about, because Bitcoin is braced for this $7 trillion critical price tipping point after this big warning from BlackRock. All right. And what we're seeing here is right now in the money market funds, there's $7 trillion, right? There's also another $2 trillion in what they call these fixed income ETFs. And we're seeing a lot of people getting really scared and uncomfortable to be in US debt because they're worried that the US is printing more money, they're issuing more debt, and they're putting themselves in a really, really bad situation right now. And what we're seeing is that this is potentially going to cost Bitcoin to break out to 105K, 110K, 120K. And now people are saying this is going to hit $138,000 Bitcoin, could be in the next couple months. We've got other people calling for 150K Bitcoin, 200K Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you an institution that's calling for an even higher price even this year. And of course, on top of that, folks, we know that the Trump family confirmed last week that they're buying $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin for their treasury company called DJT Media. And we know that 113 public companies in the world now are putting Bitcoin on their treasuries instead of cash. This is crazy. This is going to push Bitcoin and crypto to all-time highs, right? And now that this is surging, everybody is acquiring this crypto. On top of that, Elon Musk has just announced that X, formerly Twitter, and their X money platform has now gone into beta testing. We believe that crypto will soon be on Twitter. And if you remember, Elon founded PayPal. He's no stranger to banking. This is going to push crypto even higher. And of course, on top of all that, the Senate of the United States just passed the stablecoin bill. If the Congress gets this through, Bank of America CEO says he's going to issue a Bank of America stablecoin immediately. That potentially puts 330 million Americans on the blockchain like this. There's so many signs, folks. I got 10 more of these articles I could show you. New SEC chairman, the president himself has a meme coin. I mean, there's so many things that are pro-crypto compared to a year ago where everything was anti-crypto. On top of that, nation states are adopting crypto. The US wants to put 1 million crypto Bitcoin on their reserve, strategic reserve. China wants to do the same. Russia wants to do the same. There's not enough crypto to go around, which is going to drive the price up. And of course, Standard Chartered Bank has now called for Bitcoin to hit $500,000 each. Folks, that would be a 5X on Bitcoin, but we know we can make a lot more doing what we're doing behind the scenes. And of course, a lot of you know I spent the first half of this year in Dubai, and I bumped into gentlemen just like that from Kuwait and Qatar and Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi, and they are now putting their money into crypto. We saw Abu Dhabi's investment group put in $400 million into the Bitcoin. That's now 500, 600 million. And we know this is going to cause a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's going straight for Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and more. Now is the time, folks. This is all happening day by day, minute by minute. And of course, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London last year. I had a pro-freedom of speech, pro-crypto platform because I think these are instruments of freedom. I wanted all the blockchain, all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget of London to be on the blockchain. And I wanted to create the London token and put 100 pounds of crypto in the wallet of every man, woman, and child. I just got done talking to my good friend, Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he said, Brian, schools teach us to be poor. How many people agree with that statement? Herman, you with me here? Carla? They do. How many people were taught about money when you were a kid in school? Raise your hand. Why, Herman? Why, Jack? Why, Connie? Why, Christopher? Why didn't they have a money class? Now, when Robert was 7 years old, he raised his hand in Hawaii and said, how come you're not teaching me about money? You're teaching me about Spanish. You're teaching me about Chinese history. You're teaching me chemistry. I use money every day. And they said, no. We don't teach money in schools. Why? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I live that to my guests on London Real, but it sounds a little fishy to me. Anybody agree with that? Right? The dumber you are, the easier you are to control. We learned this during lockdown, and this is happening to you right now. You're living inside the matrix, and every day they win and you lose. It's time to educate yourself financially, break out, own digital assets, create wealth, and get your freedom back. And that's what we're doing, folks. This is me in Dubai. I've set up London Real Studios there because this is where all the hottest blockchain deals are happening. The people I meet are going to be the ones that bring me the deals that make you millions of dollars. This is what we do. This is my good friend, Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center, 1 degree of separation from all the biggest players. This is Uni Wong, massive crypto influencer. She's the one that can hook you up with a lot of these deals. This is Carl the Moon. Carl was a grocery store clerk in Sweden in 2017. I've seen the pictures. Now he's a crypto billionaire. What's your excuse, Carla? What's your excuse, Christopher? These people did it. This is Chris MM Crypto, almost 2 million followers on Twitter. He was driving a taxi in 2018 in Germany. Now he's a crypto billionaire. And people come to me and say, Brian, it's too late. Brian, I can't do it. No, you are the one that is stopping you from creating the wealth. Get out of your head, pull the trigger, move forward with a team, and make this happen, folks. It's not too late. I was just talking to Robert on the show. He said, Brian, I bought Bitcoin at 6,000. He said, people think it's too late to buy Bitcoin. I'm like, when Bitcoin's at $13 million and you bought it at 100,000, you're going to be pretty damn happy. Who would be happy to make that trade? Right? Right? We all would be. What if it goes to 500,000? And yet more people look at Bitcoin now. It's at 106,000. It's too expensive. Yeah, just wait a bit, right? Now is the time to get involved. Folks, right now, this quarter, we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals. Right now. I tell you this not to brag. I tell you this because it means we know what the hell we're doing. And if you come to my calls on Monday and Thursday, we'll show you. We know what's going on better than a lot of VCs know. I'll see 200 live pitches this year in crypto, right? We know what's going on. We know what's hot and what's not. And it's all because of this, folks. This is London Real Ventures. It's the world's first media-powered investment firm. This is something we created, and this is the reason we're all going to be rich. I've taken London Real, which is a media platform, 1 billion views, 5 million subscribers worldwide, 14 years of history, and we combined it with a VC firm with $25 million in capital. You put these two together and magic happens. And magic looks like this. This is our portfolio. This are the investments we made. And what you see here is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3. This is what we've done with our platform. And what you're looking at here is incredible things. You're looking at decentralized finance protocols. You're looking at artificial intelligence on the blockchain. You're looking at billion-dollar funds. You're looking at some of the hottest games, some of the hottest protocols out there. Each one of these companies has the potential to become a $2 billion or a $5 billion protocol. And of course, we recently crossed the benchmark. We've actually now invested over $21 million into well over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. Folks, this is crazy. Martini, I saw some interview with this VC manager. He was like, I've been investing for 18 years. I've invested in over 170 companies. I was like, bro, we've been doing this for 4 years and we've done over 100 companies. You're slow. We have done some amazing things here and we have a ton of experience and we're just getting warmed up, quite frankly. And one of the reasons we win is we invest alongside the big money. What you're looking at here is multi-billion-dollar funds. Things you've heard about like Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, who just went public, Andreessen Horowitz, even Warner Brothers Music. This is one of the reasons we win because we invest with the big boys, right? And they don't play around. And of course, recently we were awarded the best venture capital KOL of the year when I was in Singapore. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And I was just honored to accept this award on the behalf of all of the members of my investment club. About 4 weeks ago in Dubai, I was actually given a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Global Family Office Investment Summit. It was a real honor to get that, to celebrate our investments and also our fight for free speech. And of course, after that, I decided to go ahead and throw myself in the ring because I wanted to prove to myself and the world that these punk kids can't call you out. So I had my first boxing match and they shipped in this 28-year-old kid from London. He wanted to knock my block off. Cloris is taking a picture of that with her phone. I love it. I just turned 54 and, I had to teach this kid some manners. And let me just say, it was one of the more interesting nights of my life. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. And we got the rematch coming in Singapore in October. Folks, I believe the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people try to live their life that way or want to live their life that way? Anybody? Christopher with me? Bjorn? Connie does. Cloris is with me. Okay, Zoom attendees with me. We got to change your name. Folks, I don't want to be around people that are pessimists. I don't want to be around people that bury their head in the sand. I want to be around people that want to go change the world forever. And those are the people that come and join us and work alongside of us. And it all comes down to our mission statement, which is literally written on our wall back here. We're here to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. We're here to give you your power back, Cloris. Herman, I'm here to give you your consciousness back. Christopher, I'm here so we all work together. This is the opposite of what your mainstream media wants you to do. This is the opposite of your big tech. This is the opposite of your big pharma and your big food. They want to make us sicker and stupider and angrier so they can control us. That's not what we do here. All right. We have a different way of doing things. I think that's one of the reasons we're so successful. But of course, if you know me and you follow me on Instagram, and Martini will put my channel in there in the chat, you should follow me. You'll know that for me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I got these fellas to look out for. Now, Caden on the right just turned 9. He's even more gorgeous than that now. It's hard to believe, Martini. And Damon in the middle, he's turning 8 soon. They both own Bitcoin, of course. And I'm worried about their future, quite frankly. I'm worried that AI-powered robots are going to dominate their lives. I'm worried that their governments are going to keep printing money. I'm worried their banks are going to censor their transactions. And they're looking to me. They're looking to Papa and saying, Papa, what are we going to do? And I'm not going to give them excuses. How many people here have people that are relying on you in the future? Friends, family, loved ones, maybe your parents, Christopher. They're not getting any younger, right? I know mine aren't. These people are going to need you 10 years from now. And they're not going to want to hear your excuses that you were too busy or you saved your money or all the other nonsense. So what risks are you taking today to create rewards tomorrow? Because no one's going to give this to you. I think we've all realized that by now, right, Bjorn? No one's going to hand you this. Does anyone honestly think you're going to save your way into retirement? Like, come on. They're printing so much money right now. Your cash is trash. The only way to get out of this matrix is to invest in digital assets and to create wealth. That's going to give you everything you need. But guess what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be scary. You're going to have to pull the trigger and you have to take some risk. And that's what I do every day so I can provide for these boys. Folks, this is Michael Saylor, and he believes that crypto is hot and that Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. I love Michael. He's been on the show twice. He owns $60 billion of Bitcoin. All right. He's about to buy another $40 billion of Bitcoin. And he believes that each one of those coins is going to $13 million each. Okay. So every coin you don't buy now, you've just wasted $13 million, right? Think about it that way. He thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Now, a lot of my students say, Brian, how can I learn about crypto? How can I get information about crypto? What website, what news site? I'm like, forget the news. The news is all BS in crypto anyways. Go learn from the OGs. Go listen to them for 10, 20, 30, 50 hours and learn. That's what I do. That's what my students do. That's how you're really going to understand crypto. And so I'm going to start your education now and give you 2 minutes of Michael Saylor. Listen closely to this man. He speaks the truth. And this is what he told me.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you, without an intermediary. That means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff, and nobody can take it away from them.
Do we like Michael? You feeling that, Herman? Bjorn? He's got a different way of looking at things. He's got a black belt in Bitcoin. That's what he does. And he's going to keep buying until he dies. And he said when he dies, he's going to burn all his Bitcoin. He's just going to destroy it. And that gives everybody else in the network basically more Bitcoin when he does that, right? Are you kidding me? They're going to build a statue for him one day. So Michael's super inspirational. And again, you know, I always like to look at him when it comes to the bigger picture in crypto. Takeaways from Michael is this. Number one is crypto is encrypted energy, folks. Encrypted energy. That's really what we want, all right? And you can walk around with like a pocket of energy. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto actually transcends money. It's the soundest, most strongest money that we've ever seen in our lives. And that's really why crypto is special. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto. And you have missed most of it right now, right? A lot of you are going to sleep on this. And every single day that you're not invested in this market is thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're leaving on the table. Please take action now. That's all I want. I feel like I'm doing a disservice for every single person I meet that's not in this market. So you're saying, okay, Brian, I'm in. Where and how do I invest? Well, first you have to find the right trend and the thesis. And I'm going to show you exactly what ours is shortly. But there's one thing you're going to need to find that you cannot find on your own. I know this. There's no way you can find on your own because I tried it 4 years ago and I failed. And that is deal flow. Deal flow and more deal flow. Trying to find the hottest of the hot deals. These are the ones that'll make you 20x and 50x. The deals you find on Twitter, or they get emailed to you, or you see at a conference when you talk to people on the floor. Those are the deals that are going to lose all of your money. I know this, okay? I know this. And that's why I spend all of my time traveling the world to build the relationships that get you the hottest of the hot deals. And here's some pictures of me over the past 4 years. This is my first time in Dubai, meeting with big influencers on the left, members of government, key opinion leaders and influencers, and of course, venture capitalists. From here, I was off to Paris. I sat down in this dinner with some of the top VCs and the hottest companies. I did media, documentary films, more influencers, more VCs. Then I was back to London. I did an interview with Yatsu of Animoca Brands, attended the Token 2049 conference, but then I had to go to Austin, Texas. This is the Consensus Conference, the biggest in North America. Hung out with more celebrities like William Shatner, Alex Jones, my friend. And in the bottom right-hand corner was the first annual summit of our investment club. Can everyone see the pictures of those people in the bottom right there? Everybody's smiling and laughing. Christopher, you see them? Cloris, Connie can see them, right? Now, why are they smiling, Bjorn? Because they're making so much cash, right? That's why. That's only one reason. We're also making lifelong friends. We're working with the coolest founders in the world, and we're changing the world with crypto. I mean, it's amazing. And this is just a small part of my investment club. And, you know, we're going to be together for 10, 20 years, and we love it. From here, I went to Singapore. Asia is a huge part of this process. And you can see me here doing media, hanging out with my good friend Robert Kiyosaki on stage there, and changing the color of my suit every single day. Who thinks this is a little weird? Put your hands up. Christopher, do I have a problem with my suit colors? Mark, Cloris, just be honest with me. Carla's like, yeah, Brian, there's something weird about you. I agree. Okay, I got the white suit, I got the red suit, I got the orange suit, I got the pinstripe. What's wrong with me? Cloris, did my mom not give me enough attention? Is this the problem here? Martini, just tell me, right? And I got a new suit coming now, the pink suit you probably saw on Instagram. But the truth is, at least this is what I tell myself, Martini, is that the suits bring us more deals. Because when somebody sees the crazy guy with the Bitcoin orange suit across the thing, he comes over and says, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm Brian Rose of London Real and London Real Ventures." He says, "Well, guess what? I've got a hot blockchain deal." I'm like, "Well, let me determine that." And we've actually made millions of dollars from my suits. All right. Don't tell my tailor. He's going to want to cut. All right. From here, of course, I went to Toronto. This is about a month ago. Attended the Consensus Conference and met with all sorts of influencers. You can see me with Yatsu again, and you could see me with more pictures of the Crazy Investment Club. On the bottom right, they went a little crazy there, and you can see a bunch of the members, but we get together, we have a lot of fun, we're making a ton of money, and we're changing the world. And this is just some of what we do. Of course, I always end up back in Dubai because that's the center of crypto right now. And here I am on stage interviewing people. I'm also premiering our film, and this is going to be a place I'll be spending more time. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What do I mean? You have to look at a lot of deals. Now, this is a snapshot of the number of deals we'll look at every single week. We pick 4 to come on our calls, all right? So this is a process of really trying to weed out the good stuff. But there's more. You've got to understand the financial tools, and most of you just don't get it. You don't understand what's going on here. And the truth is, you need the thesis, you need the theme. We believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investment represent the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Why? Well, number one, you buy at these super low valuations, okay? Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. You invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, the risk is high, it is, but the reward is even higher. And it's all done through pre-sale tokens. It's a bit like an IPO. Has anyone ever heard of that term before? IPO? Herman, you look like you know heard of that before. Connie does. An IPO, you buy shares privately and quietly from a company. Then years later, sometimes a decade later, it goes public. This happened with Facebook, and the price goes through the moon. In crypto, we do the same thing, except it happens not in 10 years, sometimes in 10 days. Now, Martini, we have some of our token generations happening this month. And so all of my group is going to start getting tokens and tokens and more tokens. It's happening right now. And here's the example. How many people have heard of Solana as a crypto before? Hands up. Floris knows, Erman knows, Christopher knows, Carla knows, Jack knows. Okay, good. Well, did you know they had a pre-sale token? You could have bought this. You don't even know this. Can everyone see that date here in red? April 5th, right? Can everyone see the price? In blue, 4 pennies. Imagine buying Solana at 4 pennies, Carla, right? Imagine, Christopher. You could have done it. This is all public information, by the way. It's on the blockchain, but it's hard to find. The exchanges don't want you to see this because why would you pay $200 if you could have bought it for 4 pennies? They raised $3 million, sold 79 million tokens. What happened? You know what happened, Christopher. If you had put $1,000 in this deal, you'd be worth 5 million on one trade. One trade. Think about that. 5 million bucks. Now, for me, that money buys me freedom. Now, who wants more freedom in their life? Anybody here? All the hands went up, Martini. And that's what money means to me. For me, this isn't about the Bugattis and the private jets and the watches. If that's what you want to do, that's your business. But for me, it means I get to do what I want every single day. Nobody tells me what to do, right? And that's what I want for all of you. I want to give you that freedom. Now, just hands up, did anybody here buy these tokens for 4 pennies each? Anybody? Anybody? Not a single person. Why? Now, I mean, seriously, Christopher, let's zoom out. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you didn't know someone like me, someone who was in the deal flow, who could have sent you a text message and said, "Hey, Chris, I got this company called Solana. I don't know. I just heard about them, but they seem hot. New layer 1 blockchain out of California. What do you think? You want to put $1,000 in there?" Who wishes they would have got the text message from me on this thing, right? Come on. You didn't have to take action, but wouldn't you have liked to see it at least, right? Well, that's what I do every single day, folks, because my group in Telegram for my investment club, I literally put a deal in there every week, and I'm going to pull it up. All right. This is my investment club group. right? Everybody's in there, and pinned on the top is the latest deal. Okay, it's actually called Snowball Money. I actually didn't show you that deal, right? And here he is with the founder there. You can click on that link, and in 30 seconds, you can invest. It's that simple. And my job is to get you that information every single day and give you the option to invest, Christopher. You don't have to. You can say, Brian, I don't like this deal. I don't want to do it. Cool. You can put in 5K and say, well, who knows, Brian? Let's put in 5K. We'll see what happens. You can be like John Boyle, put in 50K. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. I don't manage your money. I think that's an insult. I'm going to educate you and show you how to make money and give you the best possible options. That's what we do. And it reminds me of one of my favorite movies. Anybody seen this movie? It's called Wall Street. Anybody seen this? Right? No? We're going to have a movie night here, Martini, where we just watch the movie. This is Gordon Gekko on the right. And in the movie, he's the senior trader. He knows everything. And he's teaching the young kid, Bud Fox, on the left. And at one point, he looks at him and he says, the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Now, think about that. Gekko didn't say it was a stock. He didn't say it was a bond. He didn't say it was a bar of gold or a commodity. He said it was information, because Gekko knew the right information at the right time could make you billions of dollars. Who agrees with Gordon on this? Right? Herman does. It's info. That's my job, folks. I get you the right information at the right time so you can make millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Folks, how do you create generational wealth? You got to pull that damn trigger. I just spoke with Robert Kiyosaki. He said, Brian, the difference between a rich person and a poor person is their relationship with fear. Most of you here are in fear. You've never done one of these deals, and you're going to be scared, and you're never going to do one. And 5, 10 years from now, I'm going to meet you in the street, and you're going to say, Brian, I almost joined your club back in 25. And I'm like, well, why didn't you? Oh, I don't know. I was, yeah, okay, whatever. I got to go, right? None of you have done this before. But once you do one of these deals, you'll realize it's so easy. And it's going to open your mind to a whole nother world of making money that you had no idea existed. Nobody's teaching this in the world, and no one's giving people access to these deals. Nobody. But you've got to pull the trigger. And once you get over that hurdle, you're going to be on the other side. But until that, you're going to live in fear and you're going to live in poverty. And this is what happens when you pull the trigger, folks. You get a massive portfolio that's going to be worth a boatload of money. And that's how all my members are just going to get filthy rich. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. Folks, this is the entity that allows me to get you access to deals that would normally require $1 billion fund. And it brings the CEOs to me because they want our media. That's why they want it. And that's how I can get you these deals. And it comes down to what I call my quadruple threat. I had 2 CEOs here in the studio last week, Martini. You probably saw them. On Wednesday was Snowball Money. On Friday was Monoquant. Monoquant's going to make us a boatload of money, Martini. Those guys are so smart. And this is why. Number one is production. We do a 2-hour, 6-camera, high-def interview with the CEO. I make him look like a rock star, right? It's amazing. 2, distribution. We put that trailer out to 5 million people in the world, future customers. They love it. 3, connection. We introduce them to all the big players and the whales in this space. They need that. And 4, we write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Herman, there's not a single CEO that can say no to this, which means we get the best, hottest deals, which means, Christopher, I can give you a token that's going to 20x. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm smart. I got a banking. I'm good with money. But without this, I couldn't do this. Let's just be honest. I'm smart. I can wear a suit, but I would no way be able to get you that access to these deals because I would have nothing that makes me different. Cash is trash. Everybody has money in crypto. They don't want your money. They want something that will change their business. And that's what our media does. Folks, there's one last piece here. And I want to say this because it's important, because this is probably the reason that most of you struggle with making money. And that's because you're not surrounding yourself with the best people in your life. Right now, the people around you probably don't share your dreams of incredible wealth and incredible freedom and incredible power, right? How many people agree with this statement? You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Christopher's nodding his head. Carla knows. Even Herman's giving me the thumbs up. Uh-oh, look out, right? Folks, we know this is true. It's an old Jim Rohn quote. We know deep down in our heart it's true. And as one of my mentors used to say to me, scream at me, he'd say, Brian, who are you hanging out with? Losers. That's why you're getting loser results. He said, start hanging around with winners and you're going to start to win. Now think about the 5 people in your group. I always say, look at your text messages and look at the 5 last people to text you. That's probably the people close to you. Now, how many people in that group have a toxic family member in there who's always, chipping away at your dreams? Anybody here have a toxic family member? Yeah, Christopher knows what I'm talking about. Carla does. So the rest of you aren't admitting it. Who here has one of those friends that's still living like 20 years ago, like from high school? They're still getting drunk on weekends and just going absolutely nowhere, right? These are the people you're with. And when you tell them that I want to create a brand new life, I want to create generational wealth, they're going to probably pull you back down to their level. Does anyone know what I mean by that? Right? They love you. They just love you just the way you are, And so I thought about my own life and I realized that the only reason I am where I am today is because I surrounded myself with a new group of people every few years. Now, this is Brian on the left. I'm 16 years old, San Diego, California, and I'm making $6 an hour here. I'm going nowhere, honestly. I would have stayed there, but I studied hard in high school and I got the grades and I got into MIT, and that's me in that middle picture. I'm now surrounded by the smartest people in the world. Now, how many people would say that's a pretty good peer group of people, the smartest people in the world? I'm graduating from MIT, right? That's good. Okay, I did that. Had to fly 6 hours across America. I was around people much smarter than me who kicked my butt in school, but I finally managed to graduate and did okay. Now I'm surrounded by smart people, but that doesn't pay the bills, does it, Cloris? Right? As one of my mentors used to say, yeah, you need more than Zen. It takes money. And so I had to find a way to make money. And so I took those grades at MIT and I got a job on Wall Street. Another massive, uncomfortable move. I drove 4 hours up to New York City, and now I'm in the picture on the right. I'm on the 33rd floor of Bankers Trust Plaza, hanging out with 300 very nasty alpha male and female traders, each one making between 9 and 12 million bucks a year. I remember when I heard that, I was like, what? And they were brutal. They were abusive, physically, mentally, you name it. But they taught me how to make money. And finally, about 4 years later, I became one of them and started making millions. Folks, the reason I show you this is because the only reason I was able to learn so fast is because I constantly got myself in a new peer group that wanted me to win, that pushed me to win. Does that make sense, everybody here? I honestly think it's the single biggest factor that's holding you back. Now, you might say, no, Brian, just give me the tokens, give me the crypto, and I'll make my money. Yeah, but what if you do, Chris? You might make a couple million bucks, and I come back a year from now, and it's going to be gone if you keep the same habits and the same peers. They'll probably borrow it from you and waste it. You've got to really surround yourself with people. Now, let me ask a random question. I'll ask you, Herman, and maybe I'll ask you, Bjorn, as well. What if you told your 5 friends right now that this year I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto with Brian Rose of London Real? What would they say to you, Christopher? What about you, Bjorn? What about you, Cloris? Would they laugh? Herman's kind of smiling. They'd be like, oh, come on, Christopher. Come on, Chris, not the crypto again. You've been talking about that for 4 years. I mean, look, you're going nowhere, buddy. Like, leave it alone. Let's go have a pint, is what they would say, right? Right? That's the problem. They don't believe in you, and if they don't really want you to win, because if you walked in with 10 million bucks, you would make them very uncomfortable, Chris. And so you're surrounding yourself with people that are pulling that possibility down, okay? And that's why I created my investment club. So you can hang out with people like Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne's one of our founding members of the investment club. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran, worked at places like Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. This is your new peer group. You can hang out with Marianne every week if you want to, Christopher. Now, Chris, what's Marianne going to tell you when you tell her you want to make 10 million bucks in crypto this year? What's she going to say, Christopher? Any guesses? Chris knows. She's going to say, Chris, baby, 10 million bucks. Why are you playing so small? Let's make 100 million this year. Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not here to waste time. Now, who wants someone like that in your life to push you further than you've ever been pushed before? Not everybody wants it. Herman's like, I don't know if I can handle that, Marianne. Look, I've been around people like this, like Pena, man. Some days be careful what you wish for, because he can be nasty. But if you believe we only have a limited amount of time on this earth, then you want to make the best use of it. And that means you want to surround yourself with the best people that'll get the best out of you. And that's why I created my investment club. so you can hang out with people like Marianne and they can create wealth for you and opportunities and change your life forever. Or Carla, you can hang out with your toxic family members and your friends from high school that are still acting like they're in high school, right? Drinking on the weekends, watching Netflix, talking about the neighbors. That's what most people's reality is. But I want to change that. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. This is your new peer group, all right? One of our founding members. This guy's one of the most sought after litigators in the world, all right? You can hang out with him every week, Christopher. He recently went out to Beverly Hills, took a bunch of our members out to dinner with martini, bought them all flowers, paid the bill. I'm telling you, when you hang out with this guy, Christopher, he's not talking about the score on the football match, right? He's not talking about the 8 hours of Netflix he watched yesterday. He's not talking about, you know, the gossip on the news. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea, right? This is Andrew Haynes, right? He's our Web3 digital land metaverse expert. This is your new peer group, all right? He just got a graduate degree from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This guy will get on the phone with you and walk you through anything you need to know about the metaverse, about blockchain, okay? He's extremely smart. This is your new peer group. This is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he was in medicine, took our crypto and DeFi course, graduated, actually took our Kings of DeFi course, graduated, was the founding member of this club, right? A year ago, I hired him full-time for London Real Ventures. He now sources our deals. He's one of the best in the world. This is your new peer group. Folks, I got 146 more of these people. I can't even talk about some of the people in this group, Martini. I mean, we have crazy people at high levels. These are the people that will change your life forever. And this is our family, folks. These are a bunch of selfies I took behind the scenes. What do you see here? A bunch of people that love being together, that love making money and love changing the world. How would you like to have one of these smiles on your face, right, Chris? This is what we do. Yeah, I love these people. This is one of the private events we did here with the investment club and one of our portfolio companies. And again, we're just having a ball. Really enjoy our time together. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that statement, right? It's so important. It's not who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And this is the biggest mistake I made with my life for a long time. I thought the knowledge at MIT would make me rich. You know what made me rich? It was the people in my peer group, the guests on London Real, the mentors. And when you join our club, these are the people that are going to make you rich. Reading another article or watching another video, it's not going to do it, Christopher. I think you know that deep down inside. I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I teach people how to fish. Every and Monday and Thursday, I'm making you a better investor. I am bulletproofing you to where one day you're not going to need me anymore. You can just go make that money on your own. But until then, we're all working together as a group to make ourselves millions and tens of millions of dollars. And that's why we created the investment club, folks. Because 4 years ago, I did my first crypto pre-sale token deal called Cross the Ages, one of the biggest gaming companies in blockchain. And I won't lie, Chris, it freaked me out. It scared the bejesus out of me. And here I was, Mr. MIT Sloan School of graduate. I was 15 years at the biggest banks in the world. And I had this guy on a Zoom call ask me for $100,000 in stable coins. He said, send them to this wallet address in an hour if you want this deal. I said, bro, what are you, crazy? Like, I haven't even seen the legal documents. I haven't done my due diligence. And he said, you got 59 minutes. Screw your due diligence. You're going to miss this deal. I was like, what? I was like, there's a bunch of cowboys out here. But he was right. I would have missed the deal. And I thought to myself, man, there's so much opportunity here, Chris, but there's so much danger. This could be the way that my London Real family and community could make so much wealth it would change their life forever. But if they try to do it on their own, they're going to lose everything they ever owned. And I thought, this is my opportunity to maybe have the biggest impact in my entire life. If we can create 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 people and create $5, $10, $20 million for each one of those people, maybe we can change the world more than my videos. And so I called up Martini. I said, Martini, this is it. We got to do this. And we had just started the Crypto and DeFi Academy. She's like, Brian, we got hundreds of people in here. What are you, crazy? But finally she agreed and we started this club. It's been the best thing we've ever done. Best product ever, best community ever, best impact ever, most money we've ever created for people by a factor of 10, okay? And that's what we've been doing. And here are the details, folks. It's application only. We open up 10 spaces a quarter and they're always gone. This is the most oversubscribed course we've ever created because everyone knows it's hot and everybody wants in. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? No one's ever left. It's turned into a lifetime program. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. We do 4 a week, sometimes 6 a week. We have a private Telegram group. You get access to all of our investment club deal flow. And if you don't know crypto, if you've never bought a Bitcoin in your life, no problem. We'll give you a full year of my Kings of DeFi program for free. I've had people that joined our club, 0 blockchain experience. 3 weeks later, they've done their first deal. The fastest way to learn is actually to do your first deal. Next live call is Thursday, actually 7 p.m. If you send Martini a message, you can join us. We teach this remote. You can be in any country in the world. This is module 1. What is a crypto pre-sale token? I sent you that on a PDF. Go read it after the call. What is module 2? What is a SAFT? Who here knows what a SAFT agreement is? Raise your hand. Not a single person. This is why you're going to stay poor, because you don't know the financial instruments that the rich use to get richer. And it's your fault. You should be embarrassed. You can look this up on Google, but you don't even know what you don't know. And this is why you're going to stay in this cycle, paycheck to paycheck till you're 70 years old and you're getting ready to retire, and you look in your account and you realize you have no money, and you work until the day you die. And on your deathbed, you look up at whoever is bothering to show up in the room because you never supported anybody because you were broke. And you're going to wonder, what the hell was this all about? Yeah, that's where you're going to be. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's the instrument we use to make lots of money behind the scenes. I'm going to teach you what it is. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to do due diligence on any company and make sure they are what they say they are. We use the 5 T's. That's team, traction, technology, tokenomics, terms, and conditions. I'm going to teach you this, Chris. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'm going to show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, what meetings to go to, and how to use your phone and take pictures of QR codes of deal decks, pitch decks, and send them back to the club in real time. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar blockchain investments? And module 6, what do we do with all the cash? So much cash, so much money floating around. I tell my members to spend some, get it out of your system, save some, put the rest in these deals. Create that wealth for the 2nd generation or 3rd generation. This is our Telegram group. This is our Discord group. And here are the details, folks. As I said, we're oversubscribed. A lot of times, Martini can't even make these calls because she's busy on video calls with people that want to join this club now. I actually kept it quiet for a year or 2, but now everybody knows how much money we're making. They see the CEO interviews and they know they want in. The investments in this club in the next 10, 20 years of your life, and the mentorship, the education, the community, the deal flow, the peer group of winners is $50,000. And that gets you the hottest deals in the world. Now, look, you saw that kid in San Diego. I used to make $6 an hour. I get it. This is a significant amount of money. Okay. If you're not cautious going into this, then you're not paying attention. Okay. You should be. But that can also get you an unlimited financial return. And we're on the edge of the biggest bull market in our generation, and it's going to be over in the next few months. The time is now, and actually the perfect time is now. Better now than you're being here in 22 when it was way, way far away. But you've got to pull the trigger to do it. And of course, you can partake in the greatest wealth creation event in human history. And of course, the 2 deals I showed you earlier, they're ending right now. You're going to miss those deals unless you pull the trigger. By the way, this was the deal last quarter that you also missed. This is a SAFT agreement, by the way. Don't let it intimidate you. That deal was up 466% in one day. Now, why do I mention this? I show you this for this reason. If you just stopped the procrastination and you stopped all the excuses and you just put 10K on this deal, you would have paid for the club for the rest of your life. Imagine hanging out with that high performance group every week for a year. You'd get rich just doing that via osmosis. And that's not a joke. If you surround yourself with wealthy people, you get wealthy. I've done it many times. But it just goes to show you, if you didn't get hung up in your head with all of your fears and your usual nonsense, you would be in. But instead, you're going to let yourself play yourself out again and miss another great opportunity. I'm not going to have another one of these for you, folks. This is the last one I'll be able to show you. And you've seen the track record. Shrapnel, 20x in 20 days. Skillful AI, $4 million profit. Mochaverse, 20x. Story Protocol, 22x. Cats, 14x. Billion-dollar fund up 4x. And this is my pledge to my group. I'm going to create $10 billion for my club in the next 10 years. And folks, the honest truth is this is probably going to be done in about 5 years. We are going fast right now. Folks, we got amazing members, 150 of them all from the world. They all have real names and real stories, and they love this group with a passion. You can actually go watch each one of these videos from these people if you go to londonreal.tv/club right now. You can also book a call with Martini while you're there. But you can listen to what Carol says. Carol says every member is both a learner and an investor. Joe says the window of opportunity is closing quickly, and you know he's right. You're about to miss this whole thing. Jerry is just honored to be part of the club. He loves the vibe, loves the friendships. Dr. Yvette, she's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. What's your excuse? Right, Carla? What's your excuse, Cloris? She came to Toronto, I hung out with her. She's a savage, right? She's done like 14 deals. So if you think you're busy, come on. You're just in fear of success. You're blocking yourself another reason. You're going to watch everything pass you by. It's never because you're too busy. It's never because you don't have the money. It's because somehow you fear the unknown. That's why you stop. This is Mary. She asked you, did anybody tip you off about an early stage Facebook or Amazon? That's what we do, folks. This is Jens. Ask the question, how can you afford not to do this? 5 years from now, 2 years from now, even 1 year from now, you'll look back and you'll just kick yourself. Oh gosh, why didn't I do that? Look at those guys. This is Petya. She couldn't afford the club. True story. You can ask Martini about this on your call. She couldn't afford the club and she saw this and she said, I'm joining anyways, Brian. And guess what she did? She found the money. She put herself in a situation where she had to get the money. Guess what happened after that? She made 63 investments, Chris. $5,000 minimum. You do the math. And Petya doesn't do the minimums. She manifested all of that money because she was brave enough to walk into her fear. I meet people all the time and say, Brian, let me in for free. I'll pay you back later. I'm like, no. Petya walked through the fear and made it happen on her own. She gets the rewards, not you. If you're going to live in fear, I don't really need you in this group. But I'm telling you, folks, a bunch of my students have done this, and it always ends with them untapping massive amounts of wealth that was always there. They just never knew it because they never put themselves in that situation. The difference between a rich person and a poor person is their relationship with fear. Let me tell you something else. These people, Christopher, they're not richer than you. They're not smarter than you. They don't have better networks than you. Probably less. They just have less fear than you. And that's the only difference between my investment club people. They just pull the damn trigger. That's it. People think they come to our meetings, they think they're going to be surrounded by these billionaires. Nope. They're just people that got sick and tired of being lied to. They got sick and tired of making peanuts. They got sick and tired of bill collectors. And they said, to hell with all this. I'm not doing this anymore. I want my freedom. And they pulled the trigger. This is Alexander. He said, imagine seeing a top tech deal every single week. I'm going to show you 4 a week. This is Harley. He said, when you join the club, you're not just a member, you're actually part of the family. It's true. This is Chris. Said the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. Here's a cool story about Chris. Chris invests with his 14-year-old son. True story. The 14-year-old walks over and puts $1,000 on the table for every deal. Chris puts in the other 4,000, and the kid takes 20% of the upside, right? I'm telling you, Martini, I'm waiting for the day when Caden gives me $1,000, you know, cheap little rascal. But we encourage families. We encourage fathers and sons. We encourage husbands and wives because we think financial education really is a family affair. And we love having Chris in the group. He's got amazing energy. And like I said, we really encourage everybody to really get their families involved because we think that's really important. And this is what Chris said about the club.
what the London Real Investment Club actually does for you. It gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
All right, we like Chris. Good vibes from Chris. All the members are like that. Everyone has such good energy. I just had a dinner in Toronto with 25 of the members. I'm telling you, I never saw so much love in the room. People had never met each other before. We're like lifelong friends and family. I kid you not. It's just as a vibe is off the charts, because everybody wants you to win. Unlike your current life, everybody wants you to win. Everybody wants you to be richer than them. It's just this incredible supportive atmosphere that I'm told doesn't exist in normal everyday life. I don't know. I'm lucky enough. I only surround myself with positive people, but I know that's not everybody's, fortune. Folks, it only takes one. One of these deals can change your life forever. If you don't have one on the books, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. Every single day that goes by is a missed opportunity. Every single day in this crypto bull market, you could be making 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. Every single day you don't pull this trigger, gone, missed opportunity. It's never coming back to you. So really think about that as you wait, and you're going to watch everything pass you by. Final thoughts. Don't let this year go. Okay. This is it. This is the last chance. This is it for the crypto bull run. You can learn early stage investing now. And what I teach you, you can use your entire life. Remember that liquid tokens and equity, if you can buy it on an exchange, all of those tokens you can buy right now, they have limited gains because someone like me has already taken out 50x. It's too late. You're not going to get it. And I'm giving you a chance to learn from active elite investors for just $50,000. I know people like Tapiero. If you asked him, a big fund manager, to teach you and give you access to his deals for the next 10 years for a lousy 50K, he would laugh at you and throw you out of his office. He wouldn't do it for 500K. He wouldn't. It's not worth it for him. That's why this is an incredible opportunity. And yes, this is a significant investment, but it's got unlimited financial returns. And of course, now thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. So for 10K a month for 6 months, you're in immediately. What does that mean? Well, let's say you have limited capital right now. 10K gets you in. You could put 5K on Metavisio. You could put 5K on Neros Protocol. You have tokens in 30 days. Are you kidding me, Martini? It always blows my mind, right? This is only now. A year ago, you would have never had tokens in 30 days. A year from now, you're never going to get tokens in 30 days. This is the bull market, folks. Right now. This is the best time for you to ever join this club. We're powerful now. 4 years ago, we were starting. This is the best time, and it's going to give you the best deal flow in the world. Folks, remember what Warren Buffett said? The best investment you can make is in yourself. I'm talking about that peer group. I'm talking about the 5 people you're hanging out with. And most of you aren't even going to pay a dime to change that. But that's the thing that can change your life the most. Hang out with winners, and you're going to become a winner. If you sleep with dogs, you're going to keep getting those fleas. And I think you all know it's true. So make the investment and get in the right room. Folks, there's so many opportunities you've seen in your life, and most of you have watched them all go by. And later you think to yourself, well, I wasn't ready. I don't know, maybe it wasn't the right time. But the problem is you just didn't pull the trigger. And so I always like to play this as one of the last things I show you, because I think this will remind you of maybe parts of your life up until now, maybe things that have kind of gone by before, and maybe opportunities. And this is you just sitting there seeing these incredible things go by you, right? And I know you're hungry. I know you want to eat something, but you always have an excuse. Oh no, now's not the right time. I don't have enough money. I'm tired. I'm sick. Maybe later. I'll wait until next time. And then someone comes right in front of you and just takes one of these things down. Now, what's the difference between those two lines? One of them pulled the trigger, and the other one's probably dead and starving. And the reason I like to show that is because I think we all can relate. Hell, I've been there before too, right? Just watching things go by and all my excuses and get inside my head. And then somebody walks ahead of me and just grabs something right in front of my face. I could have had it. And then they just keep going. You can be that person. All you have to do is pull that damn trigger. That's all it is. You just got to get up there. Now, I personally like to use anger. I like to sit there and say, you know what? If I keep doing the rest of my life, then I'm going to end my life in a terrible place. And I get angry and say, you know what? I deserve more. To hell with all this. I'm going to change my life. And so sometimes I use a little anger. I think sometimes it can make for a good decision. Folks, if you're interested in joining us, there's only one way to do it. Book a call with Martini. She put her details in the chat. Click on one of those links. Here's 4 different ways. But please, let me warn you. Only book a call with her if you're serious about joining, okay? She's really busy. She only wants to talk to people that are interested in joining the club today, not tomorrow, not next week. But if you are serious, do your research, book a call, and have a conversation with her, and we can figure out if this is the right thing for you. This could change your life forever. I always tell people, Martini, I was thinking about this the other day. I would join this club as a younger man. If I, in my 30s, in my 20s, man, I'd be all over this. I'd buy 2 of these things. You kidding me? Like if I could have had mentorship from someone I respected and trusted and I'd followed for a decade plus, if I could have had access to this market and a community I could have met up with, I mean, this is everything I was craving for. And so in many ways, this is, I guess, like scratching the own itch of a younger Brian. It's just such an incredible opportunity. And of course, if you're just interested in the basics of crypto and DeFi, our next course starts in like a week. And it's 4 weeks, 4 modules. You go from 0 to hero. I personally teach it, 8 hours of live calls, triple tiered accountability system. You're going to do the work. You got coaches, team leaders, community managers. Martini's in here as well. We're going to make sure you get across the finish line. If you don't learn this now, your friends and family are going to learn it before you, and you're going to be left behind. But if you learn this now, I guarantee you it will add millions to who you become and your balance sheet. Just having the knowledge. And again, you're pre-approved on this call, LeonardReal.tv/buy. I think Martini stuck the link in there. And we got a massively discounted price right now. I think it's extremely cheap. It's like $997 for this. Crazy. And you can join us. It's an amazing course. And of course, again, if you want to take a screenshot, here's my eight-step trading list. Before you buy or sell any crypto, make sure you go through this list. It's so important. I learned this on Wall Street in the 90s, and it'll probably save you a boatload of money. Folks, always remember, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Zoom out a little bit, Bjorn. Zoom out, Chris. Zoom out, Herman. I think we ultimately want to provide for our family. Although this goofball in the middle, I don't know, Martini. I don't know if I should provide for him. I don't know if he's related to me. No, he is. These guys are full of beans. Oh my gosh. But you know, the truth is that part of my job as a father is to provide and protect. And I take that seriously. And the only way I can do that, Chris, is if I take risks today so I have reward tomorrow. So when I come to work every day, I say, what's the scary thing I don't want to do? Well, let's go do that damn thing. Because if I don't do it, I'm not going to be the man who can provide for these boys. And I'm not going to be the one that gives them excuses. And I think you all know what you need to do. You all know the scary thing you need to do. Go do it. And you'll find, first of all, it's not as scary as you thought it was, including joining this club. But you'll realize it's actually so much easier, and it takes you to a whole nother level. But really connect with your why. Think about the people that are depending on you. That's what's important. Folks, here's that bonus video I promised, LeonardReal.tv/bonus. Go ahead and check that out. It'll show you what it's like on the inside of one of our live calls. And of course, join us on one of our next CEO pitch Shark Tank calls, Mondays, Thursdays, 7 p.m. London time. Send Martini a message. She'll get you in, or go to LeonardReal.tv/club call. It'll show you some times and some links. Folks, I'd love to answer any questions. If you have them, stick them in the chat. I really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, Herman, for the attention. Christopher, thank you. Bjorn, thank you. Connie, thank you. Jack, thank you. And Carla and other people like Cloris. I really appreciate it. We're also really lucky to have Martini here because she's really on calls all day and all night. Martini, you see all this. You see the members. You see everything. What are your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely. Well, great call today, Brian. It was definitely good to see everybody who's on the line here, which is an awesome thing. And one thing that I'm really taking away is that there are options, right? And so I know that a lot of people in society in general just tend to think that because life is going the same way every day, year after year, that they don't seem to have options. And then here we come here with Brian and our investment club here to show you guys that there is a different way, right? So you don't have to keep going through the rat race. You don't have to live every day like it's Groundhog's Day. You have the option and the ability to go ahead and change your life. All right. So for those of you who came on today, hopefully you were able to pick up a few gems today and also just really just take a look at some of the other options that are available to you. Now, I know Brian mentioned number one, our crypto and DeFi Academy course that's going to be starting within the next couple of weeks, which is awesome. So for those of you who are new to crypto or just new to this type of investing, you know, that is an option. However, for those of you who are ready to really just pull the trigger and just go all in and really just fast track your way to wealth, we want to support you in that inside of our investment club. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and check out the investment club page. And that's going to give you rundown detail of what the investment club is all about, what we're doing inside there, what we stand for, and where we see ourselves going together as a group, as a community for the next 10 years together and investing in these early stage companies that are here to change the world. What I recommend doing is just jotting down a few notes and a few questions and also just doing some research. I know that Brian sends a lot of emails that have a lot of education and a lot of insights on what early stage investing actually is. And so what I recommend doing is going through some of those emails to educate yourself. So by the time you do get on the line with me, the call will run a lot smoother. All right. So when you are ready to pull the trigger and join us now and start investing alongside us now, the very next link is for you to go ahead and schedule a call with me. But as Brian said, I only want to talk to people who are serious. And serious means you are ready to join us now. You are ready to start investing now. You've done your homework. You know what we do. You know what we stand for. And it's just, you just have a few questions that you need to have answered. All right. So only book a call with me if you are serious. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, you can always send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. All right. And so also taking a look at, I know that Brian does a really good job of explaining what the investment club is here on these master classes, and you can definitely feel his passion and his desire to really support this London Real community that we have here. But we want you to experience us in real time. So on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. London time, we have our live investment club calls. So you'll see the CEOs with these early stage companies going to pitch their companies over to us. You'll see Brian in action doing the Shark Tank style questions. And then you'll get to see our members. We have well over 150 members from all over the world, different walks of life, different knowledge base, and different insights. And so you'll get to see really how we come together as a community to really make some decisions. And so it also just reminds each and all of us that we are not alone in this journey. Sometimes when you go to make an investment or when you go to, to do something new, and if you're doing it by yourself, that's one thing. And you can lose a lot of time, a lot of energy, and most of all, a lot of money doing that. But when you have an amazing community of people who are there to walk shoulder to shoulder with you and help you in the decision-making process, it makes all the difference. So that last link inside of the chat there is for you to go ahead and join us on one of our actual investment club calls. So guys, we hope to see you on the inside soon. And back to you, Brian.
Awesome stuff. Give it up for Martini. She does pretty much everything and anything inside that community, outside the community. And again, it is her call. So please book a call with her and just have a conversation. Find out where you are, where you want to go. You'll learn a ton. She has spoken with so many different people. I mean, the 150 members are from probably 30, 40 countries, from all sorts of economic backgrounds, education backgrounds, you name it. And they've all found a way in, and it's all probably one of the greatest decisions they made. I appreciate everybody in here. I'm getting a couple messages from people. I think the chat might have been harder to actually get in there as well. So I think now I can actually receive messages. So Oral just sent me a nice message. Thank you. But go ahead and send me a message if you have any questions. Somebody was asking me about how we check the companies and do due diligence. So when a company presents to us, everybody in the community listens to the CEO. We ask them really hard questions on the fly, and we try to see if they show us any cracks. We listen carefully as far as what they're saying. Does it make sense? And do they blow us away? They should wow us. If they do all of that, the company, the entire community votes. If we have 100% thumbs up, like you saw in Nauer's protocol, we go to the next level. Then we start checking and doing our due diligence, checking all their financials, checking everybody we know in the industry, finding the big money that's already invested in them and find out why. We do as much due diligence as possible, but not so much that we miss the deal. And that's how we pull the trigger on these deals. We have a diversified portfolio in all sorts of different subsectors. And we're all doing that intentionally so we can make the most amount of money. That's what we're doing. And we've really created a system for making money. It's our unfair advantage. And I don't want to do anything else. And honestly, we probably couldn't do anything else. They say 95% of all crypto traders lose money. I think that's true. If you try to time the market every day, good luck with that. But we found something that we have an unfair advantage because of London Real, and no one else is doing this. And this is only available to our London Real community. The only reason you're invited on this call is because you've watched our episodes, you've been to our website, you probably followed us for years and years and years. And that's why our community stays so strong, because we all share the same values. So that's what we're doing. If you want to connect with people, make lifelong friends, change the world, invest in this exciting technology, and make a boatload of money, that's what we're doing. Again, if I was a younger man Martini, I'd take 2 of these things. I just would, because I just think it's incredible. Whatever you do, don't miss this crypto cycle. It's going to be over before you know it. It's just going to be gone. And you're going to miss this opportunity. And if you think you can wait till 2030, God bless. But I think by 2030 and the next bull run, it's going to be dominated by BlackRock and JP Morgan. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? These people are going to control this market like they control the stock market and the bond market. And people like you and me are going to have no opportunities. This is it, folks. But we can make enough money in this cycle to give us our freedom and do what we need to do and provide for our families. And that's what this is all about. So I really appreciate everybody in here. And by the way, the investment club, really, it's the way to create that generational wealth fast. But if you want to start with that Crypto and DeFi Academy, we have a new class starting in 10 days. The price is like $900 or something. It's really reasonable. I'm there 8 hours. We have great community there as well. And, you know, we give you access to seeing some of those investment club pitches as well. So you can kind of dip your toe in that. Both of them are amazing options, but whatever you do, just take some action is what I would say. Look, lastly, I just want to say thank you to everybody here. I just really appreciate all of you. I just spent 2 hours with Robert Kiyosaki, and he said, Brian, what we all need to do is what God wants us to do. All right. Now, whether you're religious or not, it's true. It's not what you want to do. It's what a higher power is telling you to do with your life. My higher power told me when I was 40 years old to stop being selfish, because Robert and I, we had something in common. If you had asked us in our 20s what we wanted to do with our life, it was to make ourselves rich. Okay. And we tried doing that, and we both became miserable. And it wasn't until we realized that our job was really to transform the world and to educate the world about money that both of our lives started becoming amazing. And Robert went on this incredible, incredible run. And I ended up 14 years later with London Real, and I'm just blessed to have this experience. And so I always tell people, just zoom out a little bit and try to think, like, what are you here to do? Maybe you're here to provide for your family. Maybe you're here to do something really unique for this world. And this is the way to get there with that financial freedom, to get out of that 9-to-5 job that's not getting you anywhere. I don't know. But if you step back and look at that, I think that's the best path forward. So it's really something to think about. Also, if you do what God wants you to do, a lot of times it's not what you want to do. And sometimes at first you'll be like, wow, that feels really uncomfortable. That sometimes is the sign you're going in the right direction. So just think about that. I would love to be part of the process that allows you the flexibility and freedom to do something beautiful for this world. For me, making money is not the end game here. Making money is just the beginning to take your life to the next level. So think about this. This is just a stepping stone for that. And that's why I think we have so much good energy in here, because so many people in the investment and crypto business, making the money is their end goal. And that's why there's so many unhappy people. Because I know people worth $1 billion, and they're miserable sometimes because they don't realize that takes them to now doing the God's work. And they get there and they're like, why aren't I happy? I guess I better make more money. But obviously it's not going to help. They're looking at it the wrong way. So for us, it's just a means to something more beautiful, more higher frequency. And that's what we're here to help you do. All right. And so look, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. It's been an amazing group, right, Martini? Really, I feel in your vibes and your energy. I appreciate your attention as well. It means a lot. And come see us. We have a live call tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time. You can see some of those CEOs. It's going to be fun. Book a call with Martini and join us on the inside. Even better. And we hang out for the next 10, 20 years. There you go. All right. Lots of love to everybody. Read those modules. Book a call with Martini. And we'll see you later. Bless everybody. Thank you. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered conscious and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission? Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.